Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday. It's Daryl. It is 3:30 a.m. here on the East Coast in Connecticut, and I am ready to go this morning. Uh, I try to tell them I get so excited sometimes about these videos. I woke up about 2:45 a.m. I'll say my prayers, and I start getting this idea for a video or for something in my head, something that has something to do with my life today. And by the time I get out of the shower, I got all these ideas, and I keep telling myself, just take it easy, let your hair dry so you don't look insane, have your coffee, and then make your video. And can't do that. I'm so fired up. I'm so ready to go. I want to talk about excess, holiday excesses, and then self-control and determination, motivation. Okay, this is where I want to start. It's the week of Christmas, right? And almost all of us will have a little extra something to drink, a little extra something to eat this time of year, because we tell ourselves, well, it's Christmas. It comes once a year. You know, I deserve it. I worked hard all week. There's a million of these things. And believe me, as an addict, I think us, and this is not just for addicts or recovering alcoholics and recovering addicts. But I think we tend to do that more. We make up these excuses on why, well, this is how it starts, on why I deserve this or why I shouldn't do that. And these are bad. I'll explain to you guys. Okay, so it's the week of Christmas, right? And what harm could that do? You know, of course, you deserve an extra cookie or extra cake and all, you deserve to get up a little later, work a little less hard. But here's the thing. And as an addict, recovering addict, I realized that it's probably not just this week that you've been saying that. It probably goes back to last month, like Thanksgiving. You probably said the same thing. Well, it's the holiday season. It's Thanksgiving. I'll eat more, especially the night before Thanksgiving. Who doesn't drink? So you've probably been drinking and eating for about a month now. But wait a minute. What about Halloween, right? The kids, the candy. You probably have a Halloween party, drink a little bit, eat a little bit. Probably goes back to Labor Day. Wait, it's the end of the summer. Screw it. Have a last picnic, last party. And then it'll keep going. New Year's. Oh, come on, it's New Year's, man. Who doesn't celebrate on New Year's? Who doesn't have a big meal, extra cake, you see your relatives, extra food. Okay, but that's it, right? Wait a minute. The Super Bowl game's coming up. Come on, the Super Bowl game, you gotta have something to drink. You gotta have some drinks. You gotta have some food, man. It's the Super Bowl. It's once a year. It's American. Come on, right? And then it stops. Well, there's Valentine's Day. Come on, you love your wife, you love your girlfriend. You take her out. You have some drinks. That's it. But then there's St. Patrick's Day. Wait, come on. I'm not Irish, but come on. I'm going to have some corned beef and cabbage, maybe a couple corned beef sandwiches. And who doesn't drink on St. Patrick's Day? And it just keeps going. Memorial Day. I mean, and here's the thing. You could make up something for every week, and people do. This was the problem. This is what led me deep into addiction too. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all you guys got problems and have addictions. Yeah, that's not it at all. What I'm saying is, this is what I've learned. When I woke up this morning too, I started thinking, a lot of times I think, well, what gives me the right to tell other people, to recommend this stuff to other people? And I was like, you know what? I look at myself all the time and I get this feeling that this is why I was spared from being a heroin junkie and fucking crackhead for 20 years of my life. And then I looked at it I've got 13 years of success, right? Of going to meetings, of talking to other addicts, to talking to people that deal with excess, overweight people, going to the gym, 13 years. And then you think about, some people go to school for 4 years. Well, I got 13 years of success here. So then I started thinking, it's like, I can tell people, at least tell people about my success and what I've learned. And what they do with it from there is up to them. All right. So we've discussed the excesses. And now this is another thing too. let me tell you this. That little part of your brain that's going to make up that excuse this week that you should sleep a little later. It's Christmas. You should have an extra piece of cake. It's Christmas. What the hell? Extra drink. That same part of your brain is going to tell you that I don't know what I'm talking about. It's going to tell you, look, he's a recovery. He's a fucking addict. I'm not an addict. You know, it doesn't apply to me. And that same part of your brain is going to tell you that I'm wrong, that I don't, trust me, it will. But if you listen, all right, we talked about the excesses and how, not just addicts make up these reasons. I don't know. I'm not a healthcare professional. I don't know what part of the brain does this, that tells us that if we sleep in, if we take today off work, that it's going to benefit us somehow. That if we have an extra piece of cake, extra piece of extra drink, that it's somehow we're going to feel better. But we're not. That's a lie. I don't know. I'm sure there's a part of the human brain, or Christian people will say it's the devil, but I know for sure it's real. All right, now here's the part where it starts to get tough. This is what I do. This is what works, okay? You would think intuitively that if you slept an extra half hour, you'd feel better today. That's what your brain tells you, right? If I'll sleep in an extra, I'll be late to work. I'll feel better though. No, you won't. I get up at 3:30 in the morning, right? I go for a walk. I got up to 6 miles, 2 hours. I'm not saying you guys got to do that. When you first wake up, your brain is going to fight it. It's going to say, you should stay in bed. It's going to make up a million excuses of why you should stay in bed. You've got to push through that. Get out there. That first 500 feet, that first half mile, it's going to be tough. I'm talking about going for a walk. So get up and go for a walk. Instead of sleeping in, instead of the extra piece of cake, instead of the extra drink, do this. Okay? After that first half mile, things will start to change. The blood starts to flow to your brain, and you start thinking about your day. You start thinking about your priorities. Start thinking about what you got to get done. It's all quiet out there this time of the morning. No distractions. It's peaceful. The air is clean and cool, and it feels like everything falls into place. You look up at that sky, either in the summer, the sun's coming up, and it's beautiful. Or you look up at the night sky, the cool, fresh air, and you everything feels like it's in its place, and you're part of the plan. And your brain, the blood's pumping, and you figure out your day. And when you come back in that door after 10 minutes, a half hour, it doesn't matter either. Start off with 5 minutes, start off with 10 minutes, start off with just a walk around the block to the end of the street. But after a while, trust me, it'll increase. It did with me. It went from a half mile to a mile to 3 miles to 6 miles. You come back in that door. Now, your spouse or whatever that slept in bed and slept an extra half hour, when you look at them, they're going to be groggy. They're going to be like, leave me alone. I don't want to get up. Do they look happier because they slept an extra half hour? No. Are they more mentally aware of what they have to do today? No. You fall behind. You fall behind in your day. Your endorphins don't get pumping. It's just, you're going to feel worse. Your brain tries to tell you you're going to feel better, but you won't. You're going to feel worse. You come in that door after that walk, and you're going to feel great. You're going to feel like you've already got something accomplished. You're going to have your tasks, your chores in order in your mind already. With me, I say my prayers, and it feels like everything is right with the world. It feels like I've gotten off to a head start. The blood is pumping. You're ready to go, man. Your thinking is clear, and you're ready to cut into that day. And no, you don't get tired earlier in the day. You will. It's my belief. It's my experience. You will feel better. And it's the same thing when you go to these holiday parties. Your brain tries to tell you if you eat more, you drink more, you'll feel better. It's party time. No. If you just eat a little bit, eat healthier. I know it's hard to do. Eat some fruit. Don't drink the booze. You go home, you'll feel better. You're going to feel like you're more in control. Your body will feel better. Your brain will feel better. And at the end of the season, you're going to have less weight packed on. Every 5-10 pounds, believe me, I was up to almost 300 pounds. You know what? How much your body has to struggle with the cholesterol and all the crap. With an extra, pick up 100 pounds and try to carry it across the house or out to the mailbox. 100 pounds or 50 pounds that you gain, or just 20 pounds that you gain over the holidays, or 10 pounds. It sucks, man. It slows you down. Eating that extra piece of cake, having those extra drinks is not going to help. It's not going to make you happy. It's not going to make your Christmas better. You're going to be more aware. You're going to be more in the spirit. You're going to be more aware of everything, more tuned into your family, to your friends if you don't have that extra drink, if you don't eat that extra food, if you get a little exercise. Trust me, it works. And then a lot of you guys will say, I don't have the time. Look at it this way too, all right? With money, right? When you wake up in the morning, do you want to go to work? A lot of times you probably would rather not. I mean, some of us love what we do. But a lot of times your brain still makes some excuses why you don't want to go to work. But you do, because you need that money, because you want to be responsible to your family and your future. It's the same way with this. It's about your health. It's about your brain. It's about being here. Because trust me, man, you know, because your brain's telling you he don't know what he's talking about. It's a piece of cake. It's one drink. But it's about being here. It's about being here for your family, about being here for your friends, about living the extra 10 years. And not just living it, but living it good and healthy. Believe me, when this exercise, a lot of times I think about later in the day when I go to the mall or in a store, right? If I want to have if I want to eat at McDonald's and not work out an extra hour, when I walk into the mall or store, I walk in with confidence. I do. At first, people would tell me, you look good. You look like you work out. And I'd have a coat on, and I'd be like, you could actually tell through the coat? And people say, yeah, you could tell. And that's a good feeling. It's not about being conceited or cocky or anything, but it's a confident feeling. Just a subtle, in your subconscious, a confident feeling. And it's a good feeling. And I think you can conduct your life more efficiently when you're in that mode. You can work better. You interact with your family better, because that's one less thing. When I weighed 250 pounds, 300 pounds, a lot of times your mind is just, you feel uncomfortable. You know you got that extra roll. You know you got those man boobs hanging out. You know you don't look good. And it distracts you. It takes away from your confidence. It takes away from you being in the moment, right here, right now. And like I said, just the same reason that you get up to make that money in the morning, you wake up an extra 15 minutes, extra 20 minutes at first, extra half hour just to go for that walk. I know it's cold outside, but trust me, man, after 5 minutes, it starts to feel good. The blood starts pumping. The cold wakes you up. You feel it go into your nostrils, into your lungs, and it feels good. Like I said, you look up at that dark sky, and you feel like it's a good feeling. As opposed to you sleep in an extra half hour, and you won't even notice it, and you're going to be just as groggy. You're going to be running late. So, I hope I made my point. All these ideas come to me as I'm waking up and I'm getting ready, and I try to put them all into order, and so that I could make sense and relay them to make a point to you guys of what's worked for me, what I know works for me. Like I said, I'd never, I'm not going to tell you guys, bullshit or anything dishonest on this channel. This is stuff that's not only worked for me, but made my life fantastic over the last 13 years. And I feel that, I'm like, why? Out of 95% of addicts, 95% of addicts will fail, will end up back into drugs, back on the street, back into stealing, back in jail. And I'm one of those 3, 4, 5% that didn't. 13 years, and pray to God I don't. But I know what's going to keep me going, and it's this exercise, this mindset of determination, of self-control, of not giving into the excess and the excuses. That's what's kept me going these 13 years. And I feel like the reason I'm here is to share that and to help other people. Seriously. All right. I got to go. I got to get to my workout. I hope this all made sense. Forgive my... I didn't have time to get pretty for you guys. All right. You guys have a good Monday. Stay clean and sober.